Hi Capricorn. Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your shadow reading. Okay, y'all are the last one for tonight. Before I go to bed anyway. But let's see. What does Capricorn need to be aware of? Oh, dang. What does Capricorn need to be aware of? What does Capricorn need to be aware of? Not it. Conscious. Subconscious. Wait. Side message or main? Okay, so I did have it right. What else for Capricorn? What do they need to be aware of? I really don't want to hand over anything else. Wait. Okay, so apparently Spirit did give everything. Yeah, and they're not side messages, they are part of the main spread. Okay, so you have addicted, the child that was meant to be, masquerade, pre-chance to dream, peaceful among thorns, anger, and chains. So for your conscious actions or behaviors, you have addicted. You're doing something repetitively. It's more of a guilty pleasure, but you just can't say no. You're aware that you're overindulging. I'm hearing, but there is good reasoning, so it's not so much that you're lying to yourself, because for some of you, you may have your own personal justification for why you're overindulging, whether it be overeating, overspending, overindulging in drugs and alcohol. On the other hand, it could be, what was I about? The work turned you into a workaholic. I'm hearing for some of you, consistent procrastination. You have to do what you can in order for you to stay engaged, because it's so dreadfully boring. It's more if you make a bargain with yourself. I'm only going to do it under these circumstances. Okay, today I'm going to give myself a limit, or set a limit for how often I can do it, how often I can I'll allow myself to have it. And no cheat days. But Spirit is saying that some of y'all may have a cheat day anyway. You may reward yourself by doing the exact same thing you know you're not supposed to be doing, but you're going to do it anyway because you think all of a sudden you have it managed and under control. They say I'm not moving on yet. Not even if you do have a slip, you do set better boundaries, but you're walking a fine line between respecting your own rules and giving way to temptation. For your conscious thoughts and influences, you have the child I was meant to be and masquerade. Someone has stole your joy and pleasure. Whether that be the grown-up version of you or outside source. So Spirit saying that adult version of you, you may have had a certain vision for yourself when you was younger, but as you got older, you developed, I'm hearing, a more pessimistic worldview. You can't always get what you want. So sometimes you have to settle for less to be happy. You have to give up your wants and dreams. For a better life that's easy to sustain. Yeah, no one can make it in the real world off of dreams and hope alone. Which partly goes back to what I said earlier. You have to do what you can to stay engaged because it's so dreadfully boring. Without a little extra assistance, you don't know how you'd make it through the day. So if it is work related, you're probably doing something that you don't want to do, that you have a lack of interest in. I'm hearing a job is just a job, more of an easy paycheck. Next, you also have masquerade. I'm hearing wearing a mask, pretending to be happy, making a bargain with yourself. If I do this, then I'll be happy. If I'm around this group of people, I'll finally fit in. If I say more and do less, I'm good at delegating or making an ultimate decision. Capricorn, all I see is that you're hiding who you want to be, trying on different masks to see which one helps you blend in better. Faking a smile through the day while wearing the mask, hoping that no one sees beneath it. This is so strange. You're not happy with who you are, but you're fine with putting on an act. Be who you want to be in that moment. Even if you have to force the mask to fit to your face. So say for example, some of y'all are pretending to be content, be happy, that you're okay with where you are in life, with your household, the friend group you have, your family. For you to force a mask to fit to your face, you can be engaging in certain behaviors, workaholic, addicted to your work, mistaking passion for not knowing how to let go. Because once you step away from the computer, it'll be hard to get back on again. Because you know this is not what you want to do, and for others, faking your way through the day a little extra helps me put on a fake smile, make it seem more genuine. So yeah, your conscious thoughts and influences can play a major influence with your behavior as far as why it's so hard to quit or let go or stop, because it makes it easier to cope with what's on your mind, because you're aware that you're not happy, you're aware that you're playing a part, you're aware that you have previous dreams that you never got to fulfill, and it may bother you to this day. I'm hearing it, but it's something you're better off forgetting about. And what better way than to forget and fake your way through the day. Now for your subconscious thoughts and actions, you have pre-chance to dream. I'm hearing time to wake up from this nightmare, but no matter how hard you try, you can never wake up to the reality you want to live in. You're forced to live out this nightmare day by day with no form of release. Yeah, so even subconsciously you're aware of how upset and miserable you are, but then you have peaceful among the thorns. You learn to make do with what you have. Although this place gives you serious discomfort, you learn to be grateful to have a place at all and live with thorns that poke at your side. As it could be worse. There could be more thorns poking at you from all directions. So yeah, you may be conflicted subconsciously, and if you're wondering what part of you is keeping you stuck where you are, is partly because possibly that because subconsciously you're also in a state of acceptance that it is what it is, you are where you are, and that it could be worse. You may be having a hard time moving away or out of this predicament, or maybe even seeing how you truly feel or think about it, because on a subconscious level you're in a state of acceptance that's never going to get any better, and you could have it worse than the current in the current circumstances you find yourself in. Lastly, you have anger and chains. You're angry at yourself for staying so long. You feel bound in chains, trapped in the situation you find yourself in, with no possible way to set yourself free. You waited too long. The opportunity to walk away has come and passed, and there's no chance of getting it back. Dang, okay, so this too. If you did have the opportunity to either walk away from a job, walk away from a partner, I'm hearing walk away from responsibility or obligation, at that time you may not have seen it as your way out. Only when it was no longer offered to you, or you had access to it, did you realize that could have been your golden ticket. Saved you a lot of time and heartache. So yes, subconsciously you are angry at yourself for letting opportunity slip through your fingers. This could have also been an option to actually pursue your dreams and ambitions when you were younger, but you didn't jump at the chance. You thought you'd always have time, and now look at you. Life wasted away. Well, I'm hearing behind some cubicles, so some of y'all could have an office job you feel like you wasted your time with. So consciously, and even subconsciously, all of this can be fueling your all of this can be fueling your conscious behavior with whatever it is you're addicted to, whether overindulging with your snacks, oversleeping, overeating, over drinking, engaging in recreational drugs. And ironically, becoming a workaholic, because the more time you spend working, the less time you spend focusing on the idea that you wasted your life at this job or with this person in this relationship or around this family member. If it is a family member, I don't know why I said that, but if it is a family member, it's saying everybody around you is right. You should have never wasted your time getting involved with them, because all they do is lie, cheat, and steal. So even with one of your family members, if you gave them the benefit of the doubt, that too could have came with a hefty price. Even though I don't see anything on the sales to suggest that, that's also what I'm hearing. Let's see what Spirit has to say. What does Spirit have to say? Come on. Spirit, what do you have to say to Capricorn? Let it fly. Anything else? Alright, so let's see, Capricorn, what do we have for you? Not it. Take, wait. Not it. This side message. Take, wait. Okay, so this can go in this spot, but technically a side message. And not for the main spread. Like it relates to this section, but a side message. No. Yeah, no side messages until the beginning of August. Let's see. Have temptation, the 6 of Earth, King of Air, and Messenger of Fire. Okay, we have temptation overlaying addicted, the child meant to be, and masquerade. I'm hearing you're tempted to continue the sins of the past, knowing full well you have no business engaging in any such activity. You can lie all you want, saying that you're content, that you're happy, but if that were the case, why is it so hard to stop what you're doing? It makes it easier to cope with your newfound reality. But just know no decision is set in stone. Spirit is saying that you can resist, but to do so is to love yourself enough to find the reason for why you're so tempted, why you're disengaged, why you're dissatisfied. Why you feel the need to fake your way through the day and work yourself forward from there. It's okay to not be okay, is what I'm hearing. Next, you have the 6 of Earth overlaying the child was meant to be, pre-chance to dream, and peaceful among thorns. It's time to find an appropriate balance. Some dreams are bigger than others. Some have less requirements and are easier to obtain. I'm hearing no dream is out of reach, even the one that seemed farthest away. If you want to wake from this nightmare, then bridge the gap between your waking reality and the nightmare you find yourself in. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. It is good to be humble and appreciate what it is that you have. But there comes a time where it's safe to say that you want more. But what is said earlier regarding bridging the gap between your waking dream and living nightmare? Basically, you have an ideal vision of what you want to be like, what you want your life to look like, and then there's what your life actually is. In order to get from A to B or even start working towards it, you have to take the steps required to make that happen. If you have a life that you fantasize about, what steps are you going to take to move closer to that? Even if you don't fully get there, how can you bridge the gap between where you currently are and where you want to be? Because it's not just going to be handed to you, and it's not too late to work towards, but you do have to put in the work to work towards it, Capricorn. Okay, and lastly, for Masquerade, Peaceful Among Thorns, Anger and Chains is overlaid by King of Air and Messenger of Fire. I'm hearing you're talking yourself out of a good situation. Your inspiration has died down and gone away. That doesn't mean it's forgotten. You're smart, intelligent, know how to make do with a bad situation. If you know how to find the good in the bad, then why not find the room to create space to work towards your ambitions instead of being immature and saying it's too late? Consider the open roads. That have been paved in front of you. Thanks to life's lessons and experience. Knowledge you wouldn't have received if you'd taken the easy way out and quit the first opportunity you had. So with that, Spirit may be saying there's a reason why you didn't take that first opportunity to leave a job, relationships, or whatever the case may be, leaving you, quote unquote, feeling stuck in where you are now. But the way the Spirit is presenting it, if you had left when this opportunity was presented, you wouldn't have the knowledge you have now. You wouldn't have the wisdom. You wouldn't have the skills. You wouldn't be able to strategize. You wouldn't be able to plan. You wouldn't be able to lead like you are able to now. Even if you think you don't have those skills, how do you know unless you try? You're too focused on what you missed out on, thinking it's too late, telling yourself a life story that isn't completely true. Because what you're saying to yourself is this, but what Spirit saying is you can move like this. Work towards your goal. Work towards your dream and aspirations that you had when you was younger. And use whatever skills or knowledge you gained, because it may actually, in fact, help you get there faster than if you would have attempted if you would attempt it at an earlier time. Let's see what advice Spirit has for you, Capricorn. Okay. Anything else? Let's see what's meant for you. Wait. Are any of these are a side message? This one is a side message. Okay. Okay, so for your advice, you have excuse me, because right now I'm over a little bit tired. But segment for empowerment and month receipt for redemption. For empowerment, you're being advised to empower yourself instead of dissuade yourself. You have the tools and capabilities to do what it is you set out to do, but the only one who can convince yourself is you. If you tell yourself you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're too old or too late, then that's the reality you create for yourself. However, if you tell yourself the door is still open, it's not too late to move with pride and take a chance, the universe will open up to you in response and help pave the way to where it is you want to be. But you have to do the work and believe you didn't miss your chance. Whereas you have redemption, not so much as advice, but more of a reinforcement. Redeem yourself in your own eyes. You feel like you failed yourself, fell short of what it is you were truly meant to do. You brought shame and embarrassment, couldn't fulfill your life's purpose. But if that's really the case, then why not take steps to redeem yourself in your own eyes by switching course and making yourself proud and saying it's not too late. You do have a choice in the path you're willing to take, and I choose. I like that. And I choose to no longer put my dreams on hold. They're right there waiting for me. All I have to do is march towards them. And being that this is a side message, like I said, I'm not doing those until the beginning of August. And Capricorn, that is what I have for you. I do hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do hit the like and subscribe button, as there will be more videos to come. Whew.